Welcome to this lecture of Python GUI with PySimpleGUI. PySimpleGUI is a Python package that allows us to create desktop applications quickly and easily. PySimpleGUI is divided into three main components: Windows, Elements, and Popup. Window is the main window that have all the components laid out on them. Elements are the components that is used to construct the GUI interface. And finally, popups are simple windows that have specific elements on them, as we will see. Elements cannot be used on their own. They have to reside in a window. Windows and elements have properties that defines the behavior of the window and the elements. We will go through all the elements and their properties as we progress through this course. So, enough talking. Let's first start with the popups, which are windows with their components that serve some purpose. A popup is just like a print or input statement in Python. They display a message to the user or ask the user for input. Okay, before we start, let's first verify that PySimpleGUI package is installed. To do this in Jupyter Lab, we will use !pip install PySimpleGUI. We are using Windows throughout this course. And now let's import PySimpleGUI as SG. This is a convention. When we are trying to display a popup or a window, if you receive a message that TickEnter is not installed, you will need to consult the documentation on how to install TickEnter on your operating system. But on Windows and Mac, they are bundled with the Python version that you will be downloading from the Python website. Okay, now let's try to display a popup window. Let's first start with the output popup. To display a message for the user, you can just type sg.popup and then type in the message that you want to display. Let's display hello world in a popup. This had created a window. Inside the window there is a label or text box and a button. To close the popup, you can press on OK, or you can close with this window close button. When you hover on it, it will display close. This is an icon for the window, and this is the maximize window button if we enabled the maximization button. Now we have displayed our first popup. I'll just press on OK, and as you can see, when the window is closed, it displays which button I have pressed. This can be used in displaying a message for the user. Okay, now let's continue exploring the popups. I'll just create a for loop for I in range of 10,000, for example. I'll display popup animated. If we press Shift Tab inside the function, it will display the function's parameters. We'll explore the important parameters as we go through this course. Okay, the popup animated expect an image source. I will use the default. If I press tab, it will autocomplete what I am typing, but since there are lots of options, it's displaying them in a menu. I will choose default base 64 loading GIF, and I will not display a title bar. Background color, I'll choose white. And for this animated, I have an option time between frames. I will choose it as 100 milliseconds. Now, this will display an animated GIF image. When the loop finish, I will need to pass in none to close the pop-up window. Okay, now let's run this. This had displayed a pop-up window. Let's increase this loop index. This will display this animated GIF, and when the loop finish, it will close the window. Okay, now let's explore some more pop-ups. There is pop-up annoying, which will display a message. We can type sg.popup annoying. This will display a pop-up without a title bar. There is no close button. You will have to click on OK to close the pop-up. We can also display a pop-up for certain amount of time. There is pop-up auto close. It will display a message and it will close after 5 seconds. The default timeout is 5 seconds. We can also display a pop-up with a cancel button. Pop-up cancel. Now the pop-up is displayed with a cancel button. We can also display pop-up error, which will display a red button with error as the button text. There is also pop-up with no border, as the one we have seen with annoying. If you click, you can move it around. There is also pop-up with no button. This will only display a message, and to close it, you will have to click on the close button for the window. The author of the package have created different types of pop-up that can suit your needs. So there is pop-up no frame. It's similar to the one with no border. There is also pop-up no title bar. Again, similar to the other one. Okay, now let's concentrate on the important ones. We can have pop-up OK and cancel. This will display OK and cancel button. When you click the button, it will return whatever typed on the button. So if we click on cancel, it will return cancel. If we click on OK, it will return OK. But if we click on the close button, it will not return any value. Okay. There is also pop-up scrolled. This will display a message, longer message like this. Of course, you can have different usage for all of these pop-ups. I'm just showing all the available options for you to pick from. There is also pop-up timed. It will take the message and auto close duration. I'll give it 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, it will close the window. And the last one that we will see is pop-up yes, no, which will display yes and no. Okay, you can use any one of these to display a proper message for the user. This is similar to a print statement in Python. Now let's have a look about the input pop-ups. I can ask the user to provide me with a date. For example, this will display the calendar. I can choose any date, then hit and click OK. It will return this date. Okay. I can also ask the user for choosing a file. Please select file. The text I typed in here is displayed above this input box. When I click on this button, it will display an open file dialog box, so we can navigate to documents, for example, select a file, and when we press OK, it will return the file name including the path. If we click cancel, it will not return anything. We can also choose a folder instead of file. We can use Popup Get Folder. Please select a folder and we can just choose any folder. For example, I'll choose this folder. It will return again the folder path. If we execute it again and we choose the same folder and we click cancel, it will not return anything as we said. Okay, we can also ask the user to type certain parameter. For example, I can use Popup Get Text. Please enter something, for example, and this can accept any type of string. If I press enter or click OK, it will return whatever I typed in this input box. Okay, now let's explore some of the parameters. I'll use sg.popup. Let's, for example, type different messages. Hello world. Let's copy this text and paste it several times. Let's execute this. As you can see, it had displayed all of them in the same window. I'll close this pop-up. Let's also create another pop-up window. I will display the same message. Hello world. And let's give it a title called custom. For example, I will create another pop-up. I will give it a parameter button color and I will pass in black and red, for example, and this will change the button appearance. Black is for the text and red is for the color of the button. I will just copy this cell and let's give it a parameter text color yellow, for example. This I will close this button. I'll again copy and paste this and we can choose background color. Okay, we can customize some of these parameters as you have seen. I can also give it an icon. Icon is an image file. I have an icon and an image, a PNG image in here. We will use them. So I'll give it icon construction icon and this is the one. Okay, we can also give it an image. Okay, let's also give it a parameter in here called title. Let's display this again. You can see in here it's typed title and this is the message that we wanted to display. If I did not give it a title specifically, the same message will be displayed inside the pop-up and in the title area. Okay, I can also give it a location. For example, location equal, this is a tuple, 100 and 100, okay, or 200, 200, for example, and it have moved diagonally. And I can also give it a parameter grab anywhere, either true. This will allow me to drag it from if I click anywhere, or I can give it false, and if I give it false it's not draggable right now. Okay, so this will conclude our exploration of the pop-ups. Thank you for watching and join me in the next lecture.